So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you this morning to our outside broadcast. Welcome to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency Facebook page. We began a journey day before yesterday, a launch of a workplace prevention section headed by Mem Grace Mobile and her team, along with the public affairs section headed by me, Lulu Rogers. I'll be on the field along with the prevention team with Prince Foga. On behalf of our bosses, we are here this morning at LRS. So welcome. Thank you.
We didn't take you just from headquarters. We took you from the four counties, Nima, Bong, major border areas, right? So we are asking that you please give all of your attention and cooperate as we go on with this process. So the topic for today's workshop is all about workplace-based drug prevention. I mean, how we collaborate, how we work together as a team. You already know you have a specific function as immigration personnel, right? So you work along with LDEA, the border post. You work with other security agencies. So we've already learned some, but learning is every day. Every day we learn new things. You might think you know it all, but no. As you sit here today, before the end of the day, you get some new information. And it's expected that as you go on, you will apply the knowledge you're going to acquire from here today. So quickly, you've arrived. Before we have our opening prayers, let's have our opening prayer. There's someone volunteer pray for us, please. There's someone volunteer pray for us.
Let us bow. Stand up. And so, Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, I say thank you this morning. Lord, we say thank you for gathering us together. Lord, as we are come the Bibles of which we are here, we pray that we will not just be here, let me your will be done in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. Quickly, we have self-introduction. All right. So you will say, give us your name, your rank, and where you are from your assignment. So let's start from the far end. Let's start the participant. You go ahead.
Yes, General Harrison, where you come from the community engagement section.
Professor Lofty Panto from Cantabria.
Officer Emmanuel Davis from Ganta Border.
Officer Commercial and Freeman from Cape Mountain Details.
Officer Clyde Julie from Atlantic Detachment, West Point.
I'm Winston Isaac, Deputy Commander, Yegepa Port of Entry. Chief Inspector Fokla D. Rufus from the Border Patrol Unit 10.
Chief Superintendent Chief Prince Chief from the Border Patrol Division, Marine Unit Operation.
Agent Rex David Wilson, Senior, Intelligence.
Officer Jonita Nbody from Springfield Detachment.
Officers Morris A. Sony, Ranking Makande, Tenny Detail.
Officer Lawrence L. Senior, Yegepa Port of Entry.
Officer Sonny K. Asokwe, Pomikante Clay Didi.
Officer Joseph T. Brooks, Border Patrol Unit, Grand Cape County.
Officer Michelle Dugley, Border South Port of Entry.
Senior Immigration Assistant Margaret Wilson, Senior Detachment.
Inspector Emmanuel Rawasin Aski, Charge Okwolo.
Officer Jimmy J. Flomo, PISD.
Inspector Jack F. Loa, Alpha Company Deputy Commander.
Inspector Quincy McDonald, Washington, Investigation.
Inspector Fetua Kumar Freeman, Anti-Human Trafficking.
Inspector Abu Kamara Sakov for Intelligence Office.
I'm Evelyn J. Clay,
From ISU, Company Commander.
What is ISU? What is ISU?
Sabo Unit.
My mini buyer from the real attitude. So here's Samuel Rogers, what was our port of entry?
All right, thank you. That was brief introduction from the participants. Now from the Liberia Immigration end, as coordinator of facilitators, I am Deputy Controller of Immigration, Jeffrey Morris, the Commandant of Liberia Immigration Service. And we have now we have our participants from the LDEA who are the sponsor of this training. Introduce yourself, please.
Okay. As Special Agent Weekly, Godfrey K. Yamford, Deputy Chief of Prevention and Community Outreach Services of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency.
Standing before you, I'm Special Agent Grade 1, Grace G. Monrovia. I'm the head for Prevention and Community Outreach Services at the level of the DEA. And we are also here with our media colleague. We are from the media section. So this is LDEA Roger, and she's here with one of our officers. Thank you.
All right, that was the introductory part of today's activities. So again, great and cool, like I said, this thing you see here, they were drawn from across the country. We just consider taking people from Monrovia. We got people from Hong County, Lima County, the major port of entries. We have Cape Man, we have Bomi, the rest of that. Our favorite details around Monrovia, the Freeport, the red lights, just every other place you think about. We have people everywhere. So we want to say thank you for this opportunity, and we'll go along. So as for the overview of, we have what? Welcome remarks by the host. So we're going to ask Controller Sobin to please do welcome remarks on behalf of the Commissioner General. Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I, by the commandant, to do a officer job on their behalf. I told you I'm a visitor. So we want to be grateful to God for the day because that's His will that we are sitting here this morning. And we want to also, on behalf of the Commissioner General, his deputies, and senior staff of LIS, welcome all of you here to this session. Today is a special thing. If you see us, we say we are visitors, you should know that it's a session that is very extra from what we do here. But I know all of us know about collaboration. We have been doing collaboration, and today we have a special one. LDEA will take you through to tell you what to do whenever you are on your duty performing. Because sometimes you will be on duty, you don't know what drugs is, you don't know how to prevent it. It will just pass by you and you will be sitting there thinking that you're working. But I know from today, as we attend this session, all of us will go home with something that tomorrow our various units will be praised for our performances. So we want to officially welcome you to this session, and we hope that you will adapt the Chinese proverb that say the teacher open the door and the student enter. That now the teacher will put what you saw laying here in your head, you will take it and put it there yourself. So that tomorrow when you get out, people will say, where did he or she come from? Prove yourself as officers of Liberia Immigration Service or LDEA. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Thank you. That was the voice of Controller Josian Sumin. Welcome us. So again, on behalf of the Commissioner General of Immigration, on behalf of F. Rufus, the principal deputies, directors, and all sectional heads, we say welcome to those of you in the county and those of you at headquarters as well. We also want to say a big welcome to Grace and crew from the LDEA. Again, it's our pleasure to be here. We hope that what's all going to be done, that we're going to be doing here, we do collectively, interactively. So, today I'm not facilitating. I'm putting my part now. Sit back and look. We expect a discipline from you. You have just as your facilitator today. So we are going to sit back and look. We'll take out the disciplinary action. If you fall prey to it, please take note of that. I'm not making my water that when it comes to children, we don't take it lightly. All right? Please give your all you can give to this tuning. So this time, the facilitator will take charge and then give you the requisite rules, what they want, how they want it to be. We'll sit by and look. And in the hour when the time is appropriate. Thank you very much, please. It's all yours.
Okay. The only progression you see toward you, quality you are not here, you are before the one and the second, or you can take a special occasion to unite the other day. Okay, this interaction is our workshop is all about what it means, documentation, activities or program. Now, what we want to do is we want to ensure that joint security, all those law enforcement, all of us collaborate to make sure that the issue of drugs we bring it to a minimum point or we stop it. Now, but before we can do that, we have to make sure that we in law enforcement, we ourselves make the workplace to be a place where drug is not acceptable. So this workshop is about enlightening you about how the workplace should be free of substance. Because if the workplace is not free of substance or drugs, drugs are coming into the country because you are the primary law enforcement agency that is responsible to man the borders. So if at all you are not that vigilant, maybe you are under some kind of influence or what have you, maybe it's something they pass by you. So that is why we intend to have a workshop with our law enforcement brothers to allow them to bring them up to speed that the workplace should be a place of no drug use or no substance abuse, to be a free area where people go to associate, work, and do a facilitate tasks. So that is what this session is about. So at this time now, we'll go to the first presenter, the head of the team, Ma'am Grace, who will take it from there.
They don't clap, they don't do bomb blast, they just sit. But this is not an official program in class. So please wear your headgear. The headgear will be on your head for the camera to pick you. When you are on an official program, when you come on the roof, you put on the headgear. But when you eat section, the headgear will be on your head. Thank you. To our office, when you put on your headgear, you put it on your knee. And the next officer sitting by you, you don't have headgear, you will just quietly collect it and put it on your head. Then you go. And all the headgear looking the see. So how you will know? Some people can wear their headgear, but they can stay erase it, right? Okay. So, yes, are you feeling hot? I want to get rid of this thing. I want to call it fan off. So, I'm going to call it off. So, the AC is on. Okay, so you cool, eh? Camera will cool with the light, right? Okay. So, for this morning presentation, Jeff, I did not eat this morning. So don't expect to get the best out of me. Don't expect to get the best out of me. So, for this morning presentation, like your boss said, it is about collaboration. This is Liberia. Liberia is not for one person. The reason you carry the flag on your shoulder, and I also carry the flag on my shoulder, is signals to us that we are all working on one goal, to protect life and property. So if you are protecting life and property, I remember some time ago, the controller here for training and myself went to do polo training, and he was teaching the alien and naturalization law. So what I did in the first place, because we all had to teach all of the courses at the same time as instructor, he was teaching, he will come up and he will teach community policing. And when it is time to do the alien and naturalization law, he will be the only one to teach. So what we did was we, the instructor, would listen to him first, and he teach for the first 1 or 2 days, and then we pick up from there. So I cannot come out and display the alien and naturalization law and explain it to you because I learned from him. So that's how it is. You will not say because this is, and what he's doing now, he's going to sit. So I catch him because I know he's fast to learn and he's smart. So I don't want him to do me. Normally he will request, say, just send the material before you come. So when you want to do that, I will cross it for him and tell you, I will send it, I will not send it. Because if I was just going to send him the material today when I come, he will be introducing and he will present the whole material. That's how smart he is. I worked with him for a very long time. I know him. So I want him to sit today, so let me teach him. So we do this for every one of us to get acquainted with everything as a security personnel. So that when you are assigned at your place of assignment, when they are talking about drugs, you will not just stand like this. You will say, I remember when I senior instructor taught me this and I know it. And you will be able to present to that DEA man that is standing by you as if you are a DEA officer. And that's what we want. That's what we want. So we are trying to collaborate. And we notice that in our workplace, some of our colleagues that work with us, they are consuming substances. Some are under the influence of alcohol, some are addicted to alcohol, some are addicted to tobacco, some are addicted to cocaine, some heroin, and we all work together. So we have come today to tell you in a workplace, when you are consuming substances, what it will lead to and what are the harms that it will pose to you as an employee of an institution who is consuming drugs. And if you are to consume drugs as an employee of an entity, it undermines productivity. So we're going to bring a clear picture to you, like I was teaching to BCR, and one of the officers was so excited to the extent that she said, oh, I wish I knew this before. And in fact, the knowledge we have acquired today, I do not want it to stop. I want you people to come again. And I also wanted to bring all of the BCR officers so they can learn this. So it's a privilege for you to be seated here today. And after here, you're going to have a reason to say, I want my friend to also come and acquire this knowledge. And I know that Jeff will be in a position at that time. Jeff, remember, the balance teacher, you're going to keep it and you will conduct a particular session with the rest of the people when they come and you give him a t-shirt. We're good on that, right? So just keep it safe. Okay, so let's move on. Mommy, I want to. Okay. So I'm glad to be here once again. Like I said, LIS is not a strange place to me. We've been coming here for other meetings and we've been coming here for other instructional activities. And Jeff is my senior colleague, and the senior controller here is also a senior man to me. He's my father, and we all work together in the security field for a very long time. So I'm feeling like I'm home. Okay, so for this morning presentation, we want to start like this. We say, what is a workplace? So I don't want you to see my own definition. I want you to give me your own definition. What is a workplace? Yes.
A workplace is everywhere you go to work for a particular with a law, a particular what do we do?
Okay, thank you. Another person. Okay, that's good. Another person. So when you look on the sheet we gave you there, the program sheet, you will see that there is a particular time for questions and answer. So if you have a very long question, you can just put it in the parking lot. When that time reach, you can ask, you will answer. But if it is just a short question or you just want to inject something short, then you can put your hand up and while we're doing the presentation, you can be able to address that. Yes.
Okay. Analyst, Professor Emmanuel.
You think and me host that why I'm dodging it. Yes, so please stand it. I will soon lose my voice if you continue blowing it. Yes.
The workplace is a place that an individual is a sign and a specific task is binding upon you to perform.
Thank you. Any female, any female, I want a female to tell me what is a workplace. Why are you here? Yes.
A workplace is where an individual go and perform certain tasks, certain duties.
So I want one officer to read the first. Yes. I told you guys my classes are always interactive. Especially when you are a female in my class, you take trouble in my hand. And when you are a very handsome man in my class too, you can get in problem with me. You will pay for your handsomeness because I will suffer you every day. So read.
Okay. So what is a workplace?
Yes.
A workplace is any location or environment where people perform their job or work-related duties.
Thank you very much. So I will want to add up by saying a workplace is that place where you go on a daily basis to find your daily bread. A workplace is that place where you go to perform certain tasks, and at the end of the month, you have a wages, you have a salary, you have a take-home pay. That is a workplace. So if the workplace is that place where all those good things come from, then the workplace, it should be a place that is very unique. Read the next line.
It is an essential place where employees carry out tasks for an employer, organization, or government.
Good. A workplace is that place where people go to carry out taxes that has been given to them by the government or an organization that they are working for. Some people work for NGO, right? And some people work for the government. Like you and myself, we are doing now. We are working for the government. But before we came to work for the government, there were other people working for the government. And the foundations that they lay up, those are the foundations today you and myself, we are working on. So the workplace is very unique that it has to be handled with care and it has to be handled with cautiousness because the workplace is a place where we leave our homes on a daily basis. We spend half of our 24 hours in the workplace. Some people even go on spending all of their time in the workplace. Some people only go home for a few hours and they are back in the workplace. Some people even go to work on holidays. Some people also go to work on Sundays and Saturdays. So the workplace is a unique place that needs to be handled with consciousness. So then we say if the workplace is a place that needs to be handled with consciousness, the workplace should be free of what? Narcotic substances. And the people that work in the workplace, they should also be free from narcotic substances. You see, one thing I didn't say before we started this section, we are adults. Someone shouldn't tell you put your phone on silent. Someone shouldn't tell you no a random movement in the class. Someone shouldn't tell you when a presentation is going on, don't be on Facebook. You are adult, you need your phone maybe to do research on a wall that you will see you're not able to pronounce and you want a phone to pronounce it, you want to find a definition, so you need your phone. But when you get too glued to the phone and you're not giving us the full attention, then it becomes a problem. So you will need to use your phone, but you need to use it consciously. Because you might even see some things, if we don't break it down for you, you might not get to understand it. So you will be needing your attention more than the phone needs you at this junction. So we say, what is a drugs-free workplace? We say a workplace where the unlawful manufacture, distribution, dispensation, possession, or use of controlled psychoactive substances are prohibited. That place is called what? A drugs-free workplace. A drugs-free workplace is a place where they don't manufacture drugs, they don't dispense drugs, they don't distribute drugs, and they don't also consume drugs. That is a workplace that is free of drugs. So, if we are to have a workplace that is free of drugs, these are the following things that we need to do. We should not manufacture drugs in a workplace because some people are manufacturing drugs in the workplace unconsciously. Some people are distributing drugs in the workplace unconsciously. They don't know what they are doing, but they are actually doing it unknowingly. And we'll prove that to you. Some people are in possession of narcotic substances at the workplace unconsciously. Some people are also using psychoactive substances in the workplace unconsciously. And we said, if the workplace should be a unique place, it should be free from drugs. So, every workplace is guided by policies. Every workplace has an act of establishment that establishes that workplace. Every workplace has a duty manual and a code of conduct that tells you your do's and don'ts at that workplace. The workplace has a policies that tells you if you do this, this is the penalty for this. And so if that is done, I believe that the act that established the LIS has a line that says no use of narcotic substance on the job. And they also have, if you are using any intoxicant on the job, you will be penalized. In their act of establishment, their code of conduct is clearly stated there. So we have just come to reaffirm those things, those rules that are guiding you as an immigration officer. So we say you should not manufacture drug in your workplace. And I also said to you, some people in the workplace have been manufacturing drugs on the workplace unconsciously. Let me prove that to you. For example, some people do not know that some of these different mixtures that they mix up, when it is being tested, it reads as a drugs. You don't know. But someone will tell you, hey, Jackson, you often suffer from asthma, right? You say yes. They say, but the treatment is very easy. Just put the marijuana seed in the water, the hot water, you pour milk, you pour some more ginger, and then you add this one, you add that one, and you drink it. It will make you to feel very free in the body. That person is giving you the different mixture. Then you say, okay, I will try it. In the process of trying it, you purchase everything one by one. You went to work. You sat behind your computer. On the desk, you send for hot water, you send for this one, you send for that one, and you decide to mix it up in your workplace. The act of blending those different substances and mixing it up to get one substance is an act of manufacturing. So when you do that in a workplace and then you taste it, you take it to the next person and say, this thing is good. Taste it, that is the act of distribution. And then you take it to the next person. You take it to the next person, to the next office, is the act of distinction. And when you consume it, is the act of consumption. And when everything taking place at the job site. So you did it unconsciously. But remember, all of the people you just distributed are substance to. You have been charged with all of the charges: possession, distribution, consumption. And when they test all of them, when it read positive, they are like, but I didn't take any drugs. I don't consume drugs. I even taste, I don't go to the places that they sell those things. How you will tell me say I'm positive of drugs? Because of one person in the workplace. All of those people have really positive because they tasted that one thing that you mixed up. And some of them don't even know what you mixed it with. All they know you were drinking something. These days you see the people selling a lot of fancy teacup, right? A lot of people like to buy it. They put things inside. But some people will just grab it and say, man, let me drink small, man. You know what? I don't give a fuck, man. Let me drink it. And that's how we can do in a workplace. But then when you taste it, you don't know what that your brother or sister is drinking. And you just drink it. Then when they do drug testing on you, you read positive. Then you argue with the people. In recent time, you often see the DEA officers on our page. They say, this other DEA officer has been tested positive of heroin, positive of cocaine, positive of marijuana, and some of them can even bring lawyers. They can need a case allowed. Those of our officers, when they are really positive, they can bring lawyers. And I'm consuming drugs, and I'm consuming drugs. And when they send them to investigation, and they begin to investigate the process and what all they consumed for the last 3 to 4 days or 7 days before coming for the drug test, when they find it out critically, they will get to know that that person consumed the drugs consciously or unconsciously. Through some kind of thing that they ate or something that they drank from somebody. So we say in a workplace, if we are to have a workplace free of substances, you should watch what you eat, what you drink, and some of the things that you carry to the drugs to the workplace. When my colleagues come to do presentation, they will tell you the charges for distribution, possession, and consumption. When you consume the drugs at a workplace, it has a penalty. I told you it's wrong to tell somebody put your phone on silent. It's an insult. So you can be charged for possessing it. It has a penalty. You can be charged for consuming it. It has a penalty. You can be charged for distributing it. It has a penalty. So we say if our workplace should be free of drugs, we shouldn't do any of the following. Are we good on that? So you now see the clear picture of what I was saying, right? So now we come down to the components of drugs-free workplace prevention. We say drugs-free workplace policy. If we should have a drugs-free workplace, we should have a policy attached to it. You know when you make you just talk something and verbally, and I'm writing on paper. Is that a policy that has a punishable adverse effect? People take it lightly, right? So we say if the workplace should be free, they should have a policy. Then we say if the workplace should be free from drugs, they should have employees education. Example like what we're doing now. You should first educate somebody about something before you penalize them. We got two kinds of discipline insecurity, right? Who can tell me? The two kinds of discipline insecurity. The 38 discipline and courtesy. Yes.
Two kinds of discipline,
Uh-huh.
courtesy, and
Okay, somebody want to help me? We get discipline by punishment and discipline by training. So learn that today. Two kinds of discipline. Discipline by punishment and discipline by training. The reason they will train you is because they don't want you to repeat it again. But when they punish you and just leave you, sometimes you might not know what they punish you for. Sometimes you may just think, I think it's like this. I think that because of the thing I do. But when you punish the person by training, it means you train them so they can be able to train another person so it can be repeated. Are we getting along? So we say employees should be what? Educated. This policy that we're talking about, when you write this workplace-based policy, you should teach the employee this policy. So we say supervisor training. The supervisors, the one that are holding the big ranks that are leading us in our various sections, various divisions, and even the 3 directors for the entity, they should also be trained. So if they are trained, they will be able to pass on what the rightful instruction to the line managers, to the lady. So if the supervisor is not trained to identify somebody who is drunk, who is on substance, when they see the person, how do they know? Sometimes the person will even argue with him. They say, oh, my man, you looking drunk. Go, no, and I John met Chief. I think on me looking at John. Chief, don't do that thing to me. And I just because the other B-men, he let my best day. And some of can say, we say some B-men, he let my best day. Every morning when I come to work here, they will want to me. They will want to me. That just now before I came here at jail, one of my office staff, he's supposed to be here with us. But our office staff, he just playful. He plays a whole lot. Sometimes when I say my deputy is like, this man is not an academic tree. You know the major chief from the university and straight to our office. I'm the main boss. He saw me that morning. He locked the office. A lot of NGOs come to my office. On a daily basis, letter come to my office. So the office that's supposed to be locked. I have told that young man, time in and time out this office. When I'm out of the office, somebody should be here. When my deputy is going somewhere, somebody should be here. So by the time my deputy pick up a computer, he came upstairs to print this program sheet that we brought to you. The man liked the office. He went to the 15. He stood up to the 15. He started lecturing with the Ines and the other people that were the man in the cell. So I came and stood up to the office too for long. I think and it was locked. So I said, but I think the office was supposed to be here now. What happened is, so I walked to the 15, not far from my office, and I saw him there chatting with his friend. I said, my man, when the man saw me, sir, the first thing, the man didn't even give me courtesy. But you were talking, showing you 2 hands today. Talking, showing you 2 hands. I said, Brian, why the office? I said, boss, the office not like. The thing that annoyed me most, he had a t-shirt wearing, the man left a share, he's stretching at the end, showing me all a boxer. So I said, my man, see what you doing for me? Then other officer they start laughing. They say, oh, my man, he dancing your boss there. Then he realized he dropped his share. He dropped his share, he bust out laughing. I see why I'm discussing with the man bust out laughing. I said, my man, what happened? He laughing. I'm looking funny to you. Then the other officer left. They say, when you get found boss, they don't smart you. Look at the man. I said, Brian, I am asking you why the office lack. Where is my deputy? Oh, I left my deputy in the office just now, and maybe I just talking with my friend. All I think he's talking, he's bouncing all in front of me. So I just stood there when he got through talking, laughing, he didn't care. I called one of the officers that was taking care of the safety. I said, put him inside. Then the main leader until I go come back. It was serious to me now. I can't operate the money with my shirt, anybody may shirt take a big flying. Then he talking to me, he labor a whole shirt, the hair different, he showing, the boxer, everything showing. Then they go tell him, I mean, he labor a shirt, you your boss, they then laughing. Now laughing, while you were laughing, a friend to join you, they start laughing. So that one you just I told them, say, of course, they in the 15. Some of my deputy king and my deputy say, maybe everything you get to see in there. I said, well, you don't know what it makes you do. Ask me what you know what they say, I keep this thing. I say, it's beyond the key this thing. Let me tell you what you do. So you see, when there is no penalty for any action, that action will continue to repeat itself. So when the workplace-based policy is written, and there are penalty attached to it, and the employees are educated, and the supervisors are trained, then we can now have drug testing for the officers. Because the supervisors will be trained that they should know that these officers are supposed to do drug tests. So when they come back, they will now tell all of the officers that based on these training issues in our country, we have decided that all of the security officers that are here, they should do drug testing. So the DEA will be coming to our favorite places of assignment randomly. They will not tell you. They will just say all of the officers, the immigration officers assigned to West Point, tomorrow they come to do drug testing. Who know your hairs will communicate with. By the time you come to work in the morning, you see DEA officers there with the nicest, who's supposed to do the testing. They say, everybody, please come here. And I know some people will be accurate, but we will be there with authorities to tell you, my man, please do your test. When we do your test, we're not bringing a result to you. We just do your test, your name, your badge number, we attach it to it, we bring it straight to your authorities. If you're negative or you're positive, they are the one that will call you. Your authorities will call you. DEA can nothing to do with anything. We will take your specimen, we leave. When we finish with you, we'll bring your result to your office. If you're positive, we attach it to it. Your authority will even call you, say, Officer Jassy Pelele, please come. Officer Peter Doe, please come. When you come, they say, well, the DEA, they are test on Wednesday at about 2 o'clock, and it were positive. So this is it. You are subjected to investigation for 2 days, and afterwards, you will have onward transmission. So they're done with you. So are we good? Are you catching up? Okay, we'll get it somewhere. Nice. So let's go.
So,
Read again.
Saxima, I would like to say thank you for the correction
Okay.
and made.
Yes,
We take it as considerations. But please help to share this post, this live,
I come in 1 minute.
let more people come and listen to the teaching so they can be able to learn from the preventions of drugs.
Okay.
Please like and share.
So there is something
Please
we need
add
to
more
do.
people.
I want to
Saxima,
for energy.
thank you.
Okay, let's go start.
What is the drug? Drugs, any substance with the exception of food and water, which when taken into the body, change the function of the body either physically and or psychologically.
So we say you often hear about these drugs. And when we talk about drugs come in two phases. We have the pharmaceutical drugs and we have the narcotic drugs. But our attention has been due to the narcotic substances because what is a controlled substance. The pharmaceutical drugs, they are drugs that are sold in a pharmacy or dispensed in a hospital to be used for medicinal purposes to treat different kinds of illnesses. That is the pharmaceutical drug. But the same pharmaceutical drugs can also be abused. And we'll get to that. So we say drugs is any substance with the exception of food and water, which when taken into the human body, it alters the body function into a negative direction in less than 3 to 4 seconds. That is the narcotic substance. Even the pharmaceutical substances, when you take them, if you are very ill and you went to the hospital and they gave you a pharmaceutical drug, when you take it in, after 15 to 20 minutes, the way you were feeling before you took that drug, you will begin to feel much better. And then so that is the same thing with the narcotic substance. If you consume the narcotic substances in 3 to 4 seconds, it alters the body movement into a negative direction. If you are seated here and looking at this black and brown, the black and the desert swab that you are wearing, you identify the colors very clear. But by the time you consume synthetic substances, you will notice that your view will change. You will no longer start to identify the color as a well. You will start seeing different color in your eye. That is the first thing it will do to you. Because when it drugs enter the human body, it goes straight to the brain. Because the brain carries most of the tissue and it consumes more blood. So the pumping of the blood to the brain, it carries lot of things, information to the brain. That's why when you consume the drugs, the main
How do you see this one?
Welcome to okay. So we are here this morning and we have started a presentation. We're going to do this up to 2 o'clock and we'll take a leave. Yes.
So not to waste much of your time, you want to say welcome.
Thank you.
And to my officers, I say thank you so much for honoring our request to be here this morning. This is what we should do. We carry the same flag. This is joint security. When Liberia is better, it is better for all of us. And what they have embarked upon is a very good thing. Whatever knowledge you acquire, please take it to your respective communities as well. Yes. Don't say my children are better, they are not part of this. They got friends they are, in contact with every day. Peer pressure. Let us do the best we can to make our society a drug-free society, a safe environment where our children can grow up in peace. If we want a better Liberia, it begins with us, law enforcement personnel. Yeah, I want to say thank you so much. We wholeheartedly receive you, and any time you need us, please call upon us. I will come at least and spend 30 minutes in session myself. I need the education so that I can be an ambassador to share the message in the various community where we live. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. We're very Okay. So we were on the psychoactive substances, talking about the pharmaceutical and the narcotic substances. So we want you to know that these narcotic substances are not supposed to be used in the workplace. Because our whole focus of this training is what? About the workplace. So when we talk about the workplace is not that office that you go to sit in as a person. Some people place of work is on a car road. Some people place of work is on one big tree. Anywhere a group of professionals gather to achieve a goal on a daily basis and expect a wages at the end of a specific period is your workplace. It's your workplace. So if You have one immigration here, one DEA, one custom, one police, one national security. When they gather together, that is their workplace. They shouldn't use that workplace to consume substance, manufacture or possess it in that workplace. So do not say, oh, I honor the tree here. I can smoke my tea right here, man. I'm in the office. Right here, I can do my thing. No. You don't do your thing when you are a professional officer. Not anywhere, not anyhow. Sometimes when we are teaching ethics, we will always tell our officers the uniform you are wearing has an ethics. You can't be wearing the immigration uniform with a seal, the flag, everything on it, and you probably carry your thing to wear in a motel. And you probably sitting to the labor shop with a full uniform on you and you consuming substances. Some people will say alcohol is legal. So I just start out to take one or two. If you want to start out to take one or two, you took out your cap, you took out the tape, and then you remove in a trouser with different shirt, you can take a one or two on your way going home. But how cool it will look, especially the firearm carrier. You get your arm on your side and you pretty seated to that beer powder and drink it. So why if you get drunk? Or maybe something break out there and you drunk, you're not even in your right senses. You want to quiet down the situation. You see people will listen to you. They will say, but the officer is already chat. See, they carry an arm, you even know. So your workplace is any place that you are assigned for the day. So do not say, I'm not in the office so I can do my thing right here. It doesn't work that way. Now we come down to drug abuse. What do you know about drug abuse? You want to say something before we read? What do you know about drug abuse? Because we often hear the word drug abuse, drug abuse, drug abuse, but others will not know. So what do you know about drug abuse? Okay, so let's go to my UNODC and read. Substance abuse. Substance abuse is defined as a pattern of use of any substance or mood altering processes. Yes. Let's go. The use of illicit drugs, prescription drugs, or over-the-counter drugs for the purposes other than those for which they were indicated or in quantities other than directed for pressure. Okay. So we say drug abuse is the unlawful use, the improper use, the pattern of using harmful substances and prescribed drugs as well. If you are using a prescribed drugs that was given to you to the hospital, and the doctor said to you, this is a malaria medication. You are required to take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 at night. But then you came home because you were vomiting and shivering too much. You decided to take 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon, and 4 at night. Jesus. That is drug abuse. And we talk about prescribed drugs, yes, over-the-counter drugs. Yes. So those are over-the-counter drugs. We talk about illicit drugs, right? So the over-the-counter drugs can be abused. Over-the-counter drugs can be abused. If you are told to take 2 and you decided to take 4, it means that you abuse the drugs. When you abuse the drugs will in return abuse you. So when the drugs abuse you in return, it has immediate effect, medium effect, and long-term effect. So we stay on the pharmaceutical. So if you consume the pharmaceutical in excess amount, sometimes you begin to feel the side effect immediately. Sometimes you start to feel the effect after 1 day or 1 week. Some people take this on certain antibiotics. because the way it was prescribed to be taken and they didn't take it out, when they took excess amount, after a particular time, they start to experience fast heartbeat. Some people start to experience excessive bleeding. It's because he abused the drug. Some people, after 1 or 2 years, they come down with kidney problem, liver problem. It's because why? You started abusing a particular drug for a particular time. And because you did it for a very long period of time, so it set into your system and later on it starts to react differently. That reaction makes one of the organs in your body to fail. When it fails, then when you go to the hospital and the doctor diagnoses you of liver problem, then you say, but I don't drink, I don't smoke. Because part of the Liberian people that are diagnosed of liver, kidney, and brain tumor, they just believe that it's as a result of smoking and drinking. But it comes as a result of drug abuse, both narcotic and pharmaceutical. When you abuse these drugs, it gives you long-term, short-term, and medium-term side effects. So the narcotic substances, because it's our main focus, these narcotic substances, when they are abused, some of them give you immediate side effects. Most of them. That's why when you see our less privileged brothers and sisters, no one needs to tell you that they are on drugs because they abuse it and abuse them afterward. So when you see them physically, you know that this person is abusing drugs. Mentally, they are now stable because they are abusing drugs. How do they do it? You will see those brothers and sisters in the morning, they will take a push at 6 a.m. 9 o'clock, they take in tramadol. 12 midday, they take in cocaine. 3 o'clock, they take in heroin. 6 o'clock, they take in morphine. So if they are consuming substances like that, because the illicit drugs, it does not have measurement, like the way the doctor will prescribe. When you go to the hospital, the doctor will prescribe the drugs and tell you, take 2 in the morning, take 3 in the morning. The reason the doctor will do that is when you go to the hospital, all of the things that you do, the last place that you go to is the pharmacy. So you come from, right? The reason they tell you to do all of those processes is to make sure that the conclusion will be the doctor to prescribe the drugs, so it takes us time to the person. They mean that they have done the weight, they know the weight management, they do your pressure, they know how your pressure is, your blood pressure, and everything they know they got to do. That's why they say prescribe drugs. So when they give you that drug, you know what you have to do. But all like the illegal substances is immeasurable. They do not measure it. The people who are consuming the illicit substances, they don't know which one is good for them, what they should be taking at what time, what it is, what the future harm it will cause for them. They just take it random. That's what they abuse. And when they abuse it, you see that they can even abuse it. You see the push carry lots of chemicals. Push is made from glass. But when they go for that glass level, it enters the laboratory, it's mixed with different kinds of chemicals. When it is mixed with these chemicals, example of some of those chemicals are they are soda like the car and water, and they sometimes mixed with the formaldehyde. So if you have one single substance, and you put all of those chemicals in it, and then people make those chemicals, do you think they want to scale it down? And when they enter the system, it goes straight to the brain, and the brain is depreciated tissue. And when the tissue is depreciated to such an extent, that's where you see coming down, the sore on their skin. And when the sore comes on their skin because they wipe themselves, it's already rolled in almost with the five months, they just open up. And you see the sore is just
Continuously break it down. It causes, over the week. At a certain point, now you see the person cracking because the brain full of work. Depressants, they slow down the brain and the central nervous system. They sort down or it make you calm, they break it down, it make the system to sleep, not to function properly. And we make alcohol number one. Alcohol is a down up. It's a drug, but it's legal. But it's a drug. Why? It's psychoactive, meaning it can affect the brain. It has impact on your cognitive ability. That is to make decisions, to organize. Once you get charged, you give it slow voice. You're not able to make proper decision. You get things properly. Even to lift your leg, it's not easy. You see, like when I was police, they always drink the 10% with 20 it gets so easy out. And that my boss was saying, they can do the chemistry, you make 10% with 72 with this and that. They can arrest you, but let them go do tests. Because there are certain substances, the controlled substances will be looking at. The controlled substances, there are 4 different tables. There are many. So when they found one of it in your system, they will owe you. It means that you are tested positive. So people do the kind of mixture. You mix the style, you mix the lapels, you mix the.
So, again, it's got 1 minute, please. Yeah, let me ask a question. I wish I call my name. What if I happen to go to a club or I go to a party, right? And then on a Sunday, the morning, I decide to wear my uniform, go to work. All of a sudden, you call me for test, in which of course I slept in Lagos. And having to do my test, and then I was positive with alcohol. What would you do?
No, normally for the drug test, you don't look for ethanol. You don't know that ethanol in Liberia is legal. Look for the illegal ones. We check for whether you get marijuana in your system, you get push, you get cocaine, you get heroin, the kind of substance in your system. That one we check for. The one they will check for, they will tell you the thing they're checking for. See, for ethanol, no. Don't check for ethanol.
I have a question also. My name is Romeo Rogers. Yeah, they draw the stimulants and the depression that you listed here. I want to know how long, if I take these drugs, how long are you going to spend my body before you move from there? Whether if I take it, or ever you're going to stay there, or maybe some people when they take it after 1 hour, how long stay in the body?
Yeah, the drug is different. Like the alcohol, when you take it, depending on the quantity, sometimes it stays 4, 5 hours, 8 hours in your system. Then you can stand
Yes,
yourself.
sir, I'm talking about these control drugs.
Yeah, the control drugs. I want to see the same thing. It stays 7 hours in the system. It stays sometimes. Some can stay a whole week in your system. Okay, some stay hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, depending on the kind of substance. That is why in doing the drug testing, we don't tell you that we are coming this so time because you want to clear your system. So it can stay time into your system. Yeah? Maybe it stay 8 hours, some stay 1 day, 2 days before it went out from the system. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
So let's keep our questions. We have a question in the period. So we also have the sleeping pills. Like we talk about the tramadol. The tramadol is made from narcotic substance. The tramadol is made from narcotic substance. And it has a narcotic substance in it that we call the morphine. Morphine comes from the poppy plant. It is the same morphine that is used to produce heroin. That the morphine they use to produce heroin. And morphine, under the new drug law, is in Schedule 1 of the new drug law, and it's an illegal substance, including the coca leaf, although we don't produce here. So we say possession of morphine under the new drug law is first degree felony, and the minimum sentence we are found guilty at 10 years. So Morphine is within the tramadol that can cause dizziness and sleepiness. That's why they use it, they prescribe in the hospital, because people who are suffering from acute pain or going through operation, they use the tramadol to calm them down. They can get depressed, it can be making dizzy.
So many some positive impact.
Yes, as I said, it's a depressing substance, a psychoactive substance. Because it has that morphine in it. Yeah, that is why it is it's controlled. It's used in the hospital, not to give to anybody without prescription. Because it can cause serious dizziness, like it can leave the home.
Sometimes it's not good to go in detail the component of drugs or some people can go
Heroin can get depressed. Marijuana can cause depression. People who use marijuana, they always sometimes make them sleep according to them. They can calm them down. That's bad. Then we have the hallucinogens. There are another kind of drugs we call the hallucinogens. We say these are substances that can cause the brain to see images, to hear sound, to feel things that are not real or that don't exist. Yeah, so much spark. You know, like some people, when we sit down in the hall, once you under the influence of any of these hallucinogens, it will be like, this cylinder is well nailed. But you see that the person will be saying, the cylinder falling, everybody should hold it. Because they are hallucinating. So you see, marijuana can cause people to hallucinate. Like you drink it in the air, no. There's something like create false image. You see the smell. This smell is very hard. But in your vision, you see that we appear the water. So when you start feeling it, you want to take bath. You look at the smell, go through on the smell and you take a bath. Because the smell appears like a river to you. You are hallucinating. Sometimes you see the water in the bucket, as you hear the voice saying, so you go swim. People taking the trash, they go shove their head in the bucket. So that's how these substances behave. You know, sometimes you see those things, they carry a trash, they get run, you hear the voices. Sometimes you see that you will create an image, like a ghost running behind you. Say, but the running is a ghost, someone running behind them. But no one is seeing who's running behind them. They don't see because the substance has created false image to them. Yes. You know, people who hold a weapon, you only kind of influence, you go see your man appear the deer in your eyeball. No problem. Yeah.
Particular one, it happens to me once. Like I joined La Paix. I went to there, the white light, it in blue. So now they are no day.
Yeah, that's what La Paix is. They ban La Paix in Ivory Coast. There is the ban, you don't say selling Ivory Coast again. But only January guys bringing it. You know, and most of it, I don't know, we have tried that before. Yeah. You know, because I'll tell you what, you know, something why people go into addiction. You know, you want to La Paix, you want to, because you want to spend more time.
Esse cara é lá.
My boss won't nobody push. It's a very dangerous substance. Yes. It's a very dangerous substance also that can cause people that are hallucinate. You know, sometimes they push, it can cause people that agitate, they make you, you know, to cause bodily harm, you can cause self-harm. Like a guy, the guy got high with a push, and the man said the push move fire what he had, fire what body he had. So you want to take the fire out of the head. Look at the wall, started blocking the wall. Causing bodily harm. So we say officers should not get involved. You know, we have seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of our officers, you go to steal a better weapon, to steal some assets from you. It's not good. Because it can lower your morale in the agency you represent. It can lower the agency morale. That's bad. So these are some effects of drug abuse. These drugs that we are talking about, these are some effects that can happen. Because what we want to do, we want to maintain productivity. You know, for the government to train one officer, it costs money. So we want to maintain that productivity and maintain that fitness and that mental stability. So if substance is used in the workplace or used by the workforce, these are some of the effects on anybody who uses substance. You have damage of mental health, it has to do with the brain. And my boss was saying it. Every substance you take, it enters the bloodstream. And the brain got more tissues, more cells, more tissue in the brain, more components in the brain, so it uses more blood. So when the heart pumps the blood, more blood goes to the brain. So as more blood goes to the brain, they send more substance to the brain. And when they start attacking the substance, they enter the brain, they attack few areas in the few key important areas the drug can attack in the brain. They can attack the part of the brain that responds to make decisions, make judgment, upon that thought that we call it prefrontal cortex. Drug can attack it. And the reward system. You know, there's certain portion on the floor of the brain we call the amygdala or the ganglia basa. That part of the brain that was before for pleasure. Anything you take. It's your chill man. So if
Can the chicken out? Can the chicken out? Anyone? Yeah. Watch out, dear man.
So, you see, that part is responsible for pleasure. Anything you taste, that feeling you can get that you need to go back again. That is pleasure part is. Anything you taste, and you feel that it's good to go back, that part is bringing to you. So the drug can attack it. Then the drug made you believe that thing is sweet. The pleasure you got is good, so you don't go back to it. So that's how it happens. And there's something called a dopamine, certain chemical called a dopamine that can secrete those messages that can release, because when the central nervous system sends the messages go to the dopamine and water, send it to the brain. The drugs can make it to secrete more, and sometimes the drug can replace it. And the brain will not understand the drug is foreign to the brain. Then you will develop a mental problem.
Be sweating.
Yeah, so the person, even your friend asking where you're going, talking about how you eat. They will have reduction in victim's life. Substance abuse can reduce your lifespan. It is believed in Liberia. They say we made our reading report, I know what it has changed. They said we saw labor 57 years, then women 63 years. So women can live longer than men. Why? Because they don't get put in our system. Yeah, so, but substance abuse can reduce lifespan. Addiction, you can also lead to addiction. You know, addiction got stages. The first one that experiments, say, me try this thing, your friend say, this. And there are a lot of issues that can cause people to get involved. Sometimes the workplace, we get to that, the workplace stress in the workplace or other conditions, even from the family, from the home, can get involved in addiction. So you say, let me experiment. For experimentation stage, you say, let me try this, try it. You go to the regular, meaning before you do anything, you must take that substance. Some people say, man, I'm brave, man. Say, man, take it, you get brave. So every time you go on an operation, you know, take substance to make you brave. Because regular use. And, you know, for me, I don't give an example. You're with the men that I've seen that most of them are us. You want to go operate, you want to put something in the system. To be strong. So every time you operate, you won't miss. How do you call it? Then everything you make yourself do. So if you continue with that regular use, you are very small. For regular use, you go to risky use, meaning you know the harm associated. When you stay doing it, that's the risky use. When they get a dependence, you depend on it now, you can't do anything about it. Every time you wake up, you must do it before you go up. That's why my men, from some of the other units, if I work with unit, before they go on operation, they make sure they put something in the system. That's the only way they will function properly. And that is leading to what we call addiction. Then when we reach addiction, now is the uncontrol, meaning you don't have control over it again. Yeah, I mean you live it by it now, you don't have control. And once you don't have control, it will lower your productivity. Because people are expecting you at the bottom or at this place. The agency want productivity, they want result. But because you always, on the influence, you sleeping, you will come and pass. Because you're sleeping, you also can influence. So it can lead to addiction. Lots of future productivity, as I said, lots of productivity. High rate of crime. Drug abuse can lead to high rate of crime. Because people who abuse drugs, they won't get rid of what we call a junk, the withdrawal syndrome. Because when the substance finish from in your system, you got junk. And the junk can come with bad feelings. Stomach hurting, your head hurting, or your stomach running. Something happened to you that make you very uncomfortable. So the guys, when they want to get rid of the junk, they have to go and buy another substance. Because they are already dependent on it. And if you don't have the money, what happens? Crime. Most thieves go and rob. You start checking phone, checking bags. Because you want to support the habit. Also, again, job loss, as we said, because our heads, the officer in charge, are pushing for drug tests. That it must start with us, law enforcement. Because we are enforcing the law. So, drug tests must be done. We started by ourselves. And when it is okay, approved, we'll go around agency, government ministry, even when you apply for passports, you have to show. It's one strategy. It's one strategy to prevent drug abuse. Because if you know that you're supposed to go for your passport, airport recruiting, drug test is one requirement. The same way immigration is recruiting drug tests. So you can't be coming in, you can't in with no. Because it will lower your productivity. And if you want productivity, so most of the people you feel the drug test, you can go through. Family disintegration. Drug abuse, so they can lead to family disintegration. That is, they can separate you. They can break family apart. There are some people in the ghetto, you go there, they left the family, there's a guy who was selling, but from there he started using. The man used the substance for 25 unbroken years. And after you were using it, he had to leave a home because the home was no longer comfortable for him. He could not stay at home because the family complaining, the wife complaining. He left his home. You know what carried him back? A liver and kidney problem. When the man urinated, some of the urine can go back in his stomach. Jesus. Got damaged. You see the man's stomach big in front of him. So the man was forced to go back. He went to the hospital, to the rehab. They came to the hospital, they operated on him, they took care of him. If you see the guy now, anybody tell you the man was a user, you will never believe it. So you see, yes, again, disintegrate you. People who live in the graveyard industry, they have home, they have family. We went to the center of Dubobo, we met some people who said they were officers, law enforcement officers. But every time they go to the gap, the one really begin to make them and food really go, led to addiction. And today they lost their job, they in rehabilitation or in the ghetto. They can also use a rape. Because when you take the substance and that urge comes, you won't pull it. Anything you see, whether baby, and what drug abuse can do. Hardship. Because you're spending all your money on the drug, so it will bring hardship. Because you don't spend money on valuable things, on things to improve your life. Drug abuse is expensive. Because of the withdrawal syndrome that they do. So all your money that you spend on the job, and you get little hardship. And when you lost your job now, you start passing around, picking up whole crop to sell. Because you have spent everything, and nobody wants to employ anyone who is a user. Prostitution. Most females now, when you ask them, they say they have to support their habit. They don't have job to do. They go to prostitution. Now, again, we met. 14 should get say in the day that she can have enough 10 to 15% men just to raise money or support a habit. So if you get 3 bucks, you can go. 4 bucks, you can go. So you don't want to raise that money to support a habit and to find food. So you see, it can lead into prostitution. Next time. Now, one impact of drug abuse, I can damage the teeth. Yeah, so when you take any substance that gets the methamphetamine, you can damage the teeth. Yes, you can damage the teeth, drug abuse. That's one of the effects. Let me talk about the push. Talk about the push, you get all the kind of funny chemical in it. You even get what we call the formaldehyde. One of our tests proved that they push have formaldehyde in it. The chemical used to bomb their body. That's that. Now, why is it substance use prevention is important? It is important that we prevent. That is why we are going around to all our sister agencies. We must prevent substance use. One reason is that it's important because it will delay and involve people. Prevention can involve people from getting into this habit. That's why prevention is important. It can delay or prevent people. It's very essential. So people who don't have the knowledge, they can get involved easily. But people who have the knowledge, except that they decide to want to get involved. Because it's not good. You as an officer, that's why most often when we sit on the entertainment, I always tell my police be blasting for oil. Because you can sit down, you get bashed, you get flared, you say, oh, the police, they drinking liquor, when they been drinking liquor, they start misbehaving. I have a police. Sometime back, as soon as they made it go in the PSU, as soon as they bought drink, he took a weapon in the air. Bam! Celebrating. I said, the day we reach any stage, you're not putting the air again. So, my man, when we're drinking your weapon, when you get leave one, that's not with you. Because one day you will tell me to be some kind of thing. Yeah. And you say, oh, that mistake. But at that time, we make this already. So, prevention is important because if we don't do prevention, many people will get damaged mentally. Because the drugs can damage people mentally. Damage your mental capacity, your cognitive capability can damage it. You're not able to organize anything. You're not able to make any decision. That's why prevention is important. Next slide. Now, there's a worldwide report. Because every year, your DC can ask all the countries, even the DA can send our report. So, you look at the report, it said the report was 2025, it said 360 million people between the ages 15 and 64 use illicit substance. 360 million. Then 64 million have substance abuse problems.
You got Africa, you got like 600 million people. So you got 300 plus million using drugs. Where do we are? We got 700 plus million. We got 360 plus using drugs. So why do you have the continent? We are treating very seriously.
Yes.
We must.
Yeah. We are lost in a huge workforce. Huge bunch of young people that should be productive. You know, a nation can develop in the absence of a disciplined workforce. We need education. We need discipline. We need a serious workforce to develop. So there's not one person using drugs. So that's why it's essential that we raise this awareness, we educate one another not to get involved. Next slide.
1 minute, please. 1 minute.
Yeah, okay. Go back. So you want to get the statistics? Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Now, come to the workplace. Some of the reasons why the workplace should be free of drug abuse. We say the workplace is where people go to perform specific tasks, where people do the related jobs and other things. So that place should be drug free. And the workplace contributes to the community and the society. The workplace contributes immensely to the community. Now, what are some of the roles of the workplace? The workplace can provide you income. The workplace can give you money, can provide pay for you. The workplace can produce economic stability for you. The workplace is important, play a very key role. And the workplace can also fuel economic growth. The workplace can make our economy to grow. How? When productivity in the workplace is increasing, the more it increases, the more you will see money coming in. And the more money that comes in, the more money you have to spend in the economy. And once you spend that money, it increases a lot of activities in the economy. So the workplace plays a key role. And if you spend that money on drugs, everything what the drugs dealers do, they do something we call, they create something we call hoarding in economics. They say hoarding. That is the great temporary fence around the money. The money the drug dealer get when you go buy substance, that money they get, you don't see it, they hide it. You don't see the money, they can't keep it in bank. They hardly keep money in the bank. They can hide the money. So when you spend your money in that area, it will affect the economy because it will not circulate. Because if you get that money, you will keep it and go buy additional to bring, or it will not circulate easily. So that is why the workplace is important. One role it play. It helps to fuel economic growth because the more money, when productivity increases, because substance abuse can reduce productivity. So when you reduce productivity, definitely more money will not come. Then the government librarian depend on LIS to raise revenue. So you are the border point to make sure people come in that certain revenue will be collected. But you hear that you're under the influence of substance, you're sleeping, or you go to work late, or you're absent from work. Definitely you create a gap. So we say the workplace is provide economic stability. One setting can also provide additional training and education. Say you didn't learn from school, you didn't learn from the home, you can learn at the workplace. Here we are today. Additional training. So this is one of the role the workplace can play. They train you to other things. That I guess some people didn't even know how to use computer, but they learn it at the workplace. You see it? So that's how important the workplace is. The workplace also is a venue for new experiences, new norms, and new behavior. So it's key is you can learn new experience, you can learn new behavior. But if the workplace is not controlled, it may have a negative behavior, because when it is a place where something is used, then it becomes negative. But when it's a place that is free from something abuse, then it becomes positive. The positive behavior in the workplace. So that is why we are saying the workplace, the law enforcement must be drug free. Next time. Now, every workplace must have norm. You are your bullet post. There must be norm. Like my brother asked me a question. Alcohol is not illegal. But common sense or norms tells people that I can't be on the journey and get beer bottle. People will think somehow about me. So that norm that just stand up set, or a pattern that people should go by, or principles that we lay. Those are norms that we lay by. Norms can be written. Norms, they may not be written. We have written norms, we may not have written norms. Like in our code of conduct, the code of conduct is a written norm. Let's start. The code of conduct is a written norm. And the code of conduct say, during working hour, you're not supposed to use any substance. You're not supposed to be under the influence of substance. That is a written norm. Written rules that everybody must go by. So these are types of norms. Okay? Some of them are not written. You have the injunctive norms. You say that behavior that is perceived as being approved. Perceive it, meaning you think that this is approved. Meaning you should not do this. You should not do that. But it's not written. But it's believed that when people see, once they see as an officer, they feel that certain things you know, and certain behavior you should get half into you should get exhibit. So they just believe that you should exhibit it, perceive that you should exhibit that behavior. We have explicit norms. As I said, there are norms that are written, rules that are written like a code of conduct, your do's and your don'ts. We have the implicit norms. They imply that, for example, although we can speak French, And my former boss said when you use the F word instead of French. So, you get, but in this gallery, there is not really, but in this gallery is implied that you can speak French yet. You can use the F word here easily. It's implied. Subjective norms, they are all norms. They are perception. We have about what value others should have. You see, these are different rules that must be applied to the workplace to make it a better place. Next slide. The role of workplace differs by ages. You know, young people, when young people go to the workplace, they can go with that exuberance. So they feel that it's a place of freedom and independence, young people. So you see, by age, the elderly man will see the workplace as a place that provides economic stability for him. But a young man, if you see the workplace will be like a place of independence and freedom, but at a certain point in time now, then you start to see the place as a place that provides economic stability for a family. So you should not joke with your work because it provides income. So based on all of this knowledge, that is why you should treat the workplace as a place that is compared to none. Because it provides income for you. It provides training for you, new experiences, new behaviors, new norms, and new dynamics. See, the workplace can become a source for friendship, companionship. So people can get their wives from the workplace. So people can get their best friends and they put their trust in from the workplace. So it provides all of these things for you. That is why in the workplace, there are certain things that should be avoided in the workplace. If you don't avoid it in our workplace, it makes the workplace to be, somewhere that will not be, home for you. And make it be like home for you. So that's the rule. The next slide. So the same thing continues. The Western perceived as being rewarding, satisfying, was stressful or debilitating. It has a tremendous impact on the health and well-being of workers. The workplace, depends how you perceive it. Some people perceive it to be rewarding. Because we spend most of our time of the day at the workplace than home. So we should make it to be a place that is more friendly and more rewarding than any other thing. Sometimes it becomes stressful. So now our bosses can give us help. They will feel the stress. So if you can manage that kind of situation, then it will lead you into something abuse. The whole makeup, just Jamie, you can't get me one, so you won't ease yourself and you say, we will take something. So that when I won't come today, I will dress it, you won't be brave. You see, that can lead into substance use. Depending on how the workplace is, can lead you into substance use. Next slide. These are some benefits. So, for some of the benefits of the workplace. Income, provide subsistence, it provides social status, it provides identity, stability, and social network. Like if you're not working, people overlook in the community. Who they say now, who more on you. So the workplace provides status, people give you respect. The work setting also can also present challenges and stressors. So when you cannot cope with the challenges and stressors, you can lead to substance abuse. So we must be able to cope with the challenges. That's why you go through the junior academy, they train you in a way that, to zero your mind, train your way to accept, to be able to control or face certain situations when it comes before you, not to break down. So, yeah. So how workers cope with these new experiences is key. As we say, how you cope with it is key. Because if you cannot cope with it, it can lead you into substance abuse. Next slide. So they want to talk about substance use. We talked about it already. Psychoactive substance, like substances that got impact on the brain, that got impact on the physical or the psychological function of a person. It can affect feelings, perception, thought process, or behavior by altering the function of the nervous system. Talk about that already. Next slide. This is the brain, this is how it is connected. Okay, these are all psychological, so they exert the effect by altering the function of the nervous system. So all the substances we take is to alter the nervous system because Why do people take drugs? There are reasons why people take drugs. There are reasons. Some people take a drug because they want to get brave, they want to be brave. Some people take a drug because they want to fit in, they want to be their honors. Some people take the drug because they want to face the challenges. So they will take drugs. There are several reasons why people take drugs. And all those substances people take, it gas, it exhaust all the effort on the central nervous system, the brain. All the effort of the drugs can be exerted on the brain and the brain damage. Every time you take any substance, it is the brain that is damaged. Next slide. So substance, how substance used within family impact workplaces. How substance used in family impact workplaces. So the workplaces, they are part of communities. And workers are often part of families that can have an impact on work. Workplace substance use can not just impact the worker or the workplace, but families generally in larger communities. So family and the workplace, they are interconnected. The workplace can impact the worker, and that can impact the family. If you practice substance use behavior at the workplace, definitely it will extend to the family. It will affect the family. And when it is practiced from the family, it can also affect the worker. And we're going to the next slide. I'll tell you a story about a guy on Central Street. The guy has a girlfriend. He was not married, he has a girlfriend living with him. So every time he goes to work, when he comes from work, he's exhausted. So every time he comes from work, yeah, he's exhausted. So now, the family now at home now can have impact on the worker getting involved into substance use. So every time he goes home, he will make his girlfriend complaining. So he had asking the girlfriend had another guy who was on substance. So because he was on substance, every time they go to have intercourse, he will go 30 minutes, 1 hour. But if he comes from work, because the stress of the work, he will go 1 minute. The more say 1 minute, maybe get embarrassed. So he got so embarrassed, he didn't want to lose a beautiful girlfriend. So the girlfriend told him one day, but take this thing. If you want to be strong, to operate, take this thing. So he started taking here in web now, here again, he started taking marijuana together. So to his surprise, he went 30 minutes. The 1 minute man went 30 minutes. So the reward system now started telling him it's good pleasure. So he started using it. Every time he goes home from work, he will use it. When he started using it, he became addicted to it. So when he got addicted, the first thing he started to do to neglect his hygiene. So every time he goes to work, because the belief is, when you consume the substance and you take bath, the substance can finish from the system. So he will go to work, neglecting his hygiene. So it became embarrassing. So now you go to work, you will sleep. And you will not have time. Because people use substance don't have patience to sit for hours to do a piece of job. So that time reaching, when you feeling the withdrawal syndrome, you want to go and pour another one in. So that affected his job, he lost his job. Because of that attitude, he lost his job. So when he went home after a few days, he could not carry money home, they get left frustration. He started using the substance more until he ended up in Central Street. So substance abuse from family has effect on the worker. And worker substance abuse also has effect on the family. Because if you come to work, we associate. So the man will say, but let's go across the street. Go across the street. Say, man, that's the idea. Look around, you will say you want to try it. When you leave into that, then you begin to extend to the home. Then when you extend to the home, it leads to family neglect. And your family start bringing complaints to your office. And when it's too much, and the office sees it embarrassing, it may lead to job loss. That's life. So impact of workplace versus workforce substance use. We have the workplace. Is where we perform tasks. The workforce, they are those who are performing that task. They are the workforce. So what happens when substance use is practiced in the workplace, and what happens when a workforce practice or carry out substance use? What can happen? Workplace substance use, you come with job. We all security people, we know. So now, it's not always good to get in the team area around offices. It can cause problems. Workplace substance use in harm. It can lead to sleeping on job. And maybe, yeah, it can lead to sleeping on the job. You serving God at headquarters here. You sort of be vigilant. Because criminals want to steal some information on the building. But yeah, you get a job now, you go point your thing across the road, you go to sleep, carry you. And once you under influence of drugs or any substance you can sleep more than normal. You're sleeping. Even your weapons they will take it from you. Put on the side. Even carry with you can't enter the building. You see it? So it can lead to sleeping on the job. Substance abuse can also cause job performance problem. You have a task to perform. When something you always dizzy. Because substance abuse can cause weakness. It can weaken your brain, weaken your physical ability to do things. Substance abuse do that. So it will cause problem for you on the job. You'll not be able to perform specific job tasks. Once you use it, and when you reach the dependent stage, if that substance is not in your system, it means you can't do anything. So until you put it, so it will create problem for you performing a specific task. Like you have a report to make, the commissioner say he needs a report in 2 hours. You won't open your eye, I will not open. You already your feet. Definitely you're not submitting a report on time. And if you continue doing that, they will lead over job law. He said no, they now can continue with it. That's letting come. Injury and accident. Something abuse on the job can lead to injury. Maybe you are a carrier. You are under the influence. And you know, drugs, alcohol, they can give you blurred vision, impaired judgment. Now, you are approaching a bar area. You know you're supposed to apply the time you apply your brake to slow down, shape to move. But yet you're under the influence. You see that, oh, I can fly over it, man. Because maybe you may not see clearly. There's a guy driving, the man looking at the street. But now the street start dangling his eyes. So the part of the bush, they appear like the street in his eye. Because you're going to influence. So what happened to him? He started taking the referral road, he went straight to the bush side because it appears in a vision that side was the street. The man went straight in the valley. So you see, all the influence can lead to these things, injuries and accident. You can injure yourself. See, the other guy was drunk. The man was drunk, getting down the hill. He felt that, there was no place. The man stretched the whole face, the whole thing. Pee. And that's the message of motorable accident. But what happened in your face, the motorable? So they can lead to injury. Physical withdrawal, laziness on the job. Substance abuse can lead to laziness on the job. Antagonistic behavior you always against. Workforce substance use and harm. If the workforce, meaning you the worker, and workforce substance abuse can be out of job working hour, where you are home, outside working hour, like my brother was saying, on a Sunday, he went to party, and he drank enough. So what can happen when the workforce is using substance outside of working hours? You sort of build a job 8 a.m. in the morning to sign in. But you wake up from bed because the substance in you, it makes you weak. To even get up and prepare yourself for work is difficult. So it can lead to absenteeism, make you absent. Say today I'm worried. Sit down. It can also lead to tardiness, lateness. Because when you get prepared, get ready, before you get a job and sign in, it's already late. So substance abuse can lead to these things. And there are policy, government get policy when you ask from the job for saying no all the time, money the second one, job loss. So you see how substance abuse can cause problem. We ourselves, because when we get involved in substance abuse and we are saying all the listen, it can lead to this. And when you lost your job, you are going into economic hardship. And when the hardship comes, you can't cope with it, you want to go inside more and more, it's something abuse. It damages your entire productivity of life. See, a job loss. Continuous substance use can lead to job loss. Illness and high medical costs. You got everything. See, as we said, substance abuse got serious effect on the human body. You can damage the brain, you can damage your liver. The liver is supposed to excrete toxin from the body. But when it damage, it can excrete toxin. Something started getting big, legs getting big, start swelling up, lead to hepatitis B, hepatitis C. It can also damage your kidney. Something abuse can destroy the kidney. The kidney is supposed to excrete toxin from the water, let's say waste, for all the urinate. But when it gets damaged, a problem. Your heart. Something abuse can also damage the heart and lead to cardiac arrest once the heart fail at death. So if you continue to use it, lead to severe medical, it can lead to spend more on medical because you're getting sick. This is all what happens with you. So you will spend more money on treating yourself than if you are not using substance. So that is why substance abuse in the workplace by workforce is dangerous. It can reduce productivity. It can reduce vigilance because we as law enforcement, we should always be vigilant. And people in the community look up to us. They see us as role models. They see us for guardians. When they go to you, always dripping. See officers dripping. Nobody will get into that. Will lower your morale. And even the institution you work with, they will have an adverse effect on that institution. That's
yeah. Okay, like the way in which we are sitting here, right? And then you talk about lunchtime at 12 something, and if we have here come, I decided to fall asleep 1 or 2 times. So what can be the cause of that? We are expecting lunch at 12.
With no passive resistance, it's obvious that people sleep. When you sit to a particular place for a longer period of time. So since you were expecting lunch by 12, 4 minutes after 12, you want to doze off, everybody sleep. Everybody sleep. So let's do like this. Hold your hand. Like this. Like this to the front. Okay, so let's go fast. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3. Start fast. Wait. That's it. So that is just an answer for that.
Yeah, not just to be ready.
So don't worry. What we want to do, we actually wanted you to take the lunch 12. But we just told our last couple of days, and maybe by 12:30, we are done with the presentation. When you do your question, we give you 5 minutes break. You will come, we do your questions and answer. Therefore, then we release you with the rest of the time. As supposed to be on one radio station by 2. So we can keep you up to 2 hours trying to speed up.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so
yeah.
I just wanted to share a little experience with the class as well. Like you were explaining about sometimes consuming substances at a job site. You know, in the late Commissioner Lemery's regime, it happens to one of our support. Officers went to work, they begin to enjoy themselves, forgetting to know that even the man who portrayed the wrath is not recognized. He's an A. So all of a sudden, he left the food in the water, and all of them began to escape. It was a bigger trouble, but they got to realize that last minute to time when the substance was being taken away now by the cold water.
You see?
So that's why I say we are learning new things today.
Yes. And you sometimes put up when you on the water. be your patrol, especially the border patrol unit, you want the influence. Who knows, you may see the water to be some kind of smell or step. So you may not tell you go straight what are you getting to know you? So that is why we are on the job, it's not good to be under the influence of substance, drugs. Now, the impact of substance use on workers. What are some of the impacts, like we are the workers? What are some of the impacts when we are using substances? Workers who engage in substance use are of increased risks of vehicular accident, as I said. Increased risk, it can be any accident. Any form of accident can occur. You may not be a driver, okay? An arm carrier. You're sticking your arm on your side, or your arm is spreading somewhere, you get under influence, maybe you fall, you won't go hold someone, you go hold the trigger. And you set it down in your own leg. So it can cause any kind of form of accident when you are under influence, impact. Secondly, again, cancer. Some of these substances, the places they come from, they can give you cancer. Like you under the influence, you drink the first fat thing stuff. You open the next one around the bottle of rust is there, all kind of thing around, you don't even know, you don't care. And what I observed that most people who using substances, even when flour get into the substance, they say that they're good. You can take the flour with it. Yeah, they make it sweet. Yeah. So you can cardiovascular disease, you lead to heart problem, heart diseases, heart problem, heart failure. Sometimes you see yourself coming down with sugar. See? These are some of the impact that substance abuse can happen with workers. And once you have the kind of condition, stroke, it incapacitates you to produce the work. And definitely you have to come down and go sit down home to treat yourself. So that is why workers who avoid substance abuse. Labor disease, I talk about labor disease. Okay? The big one I will show you the foot of the guy when you had a labor problem. If you see him, you think that he will never live. But when he made a decision, and the guy is a mulatto, when the guy made a decision to leave drug and go for rehabilitation and treatment, the guy came back to where he left from. Also, HIV and AIDS. You are at risk of contracting HIV and AIDS, and even hepatitis B, or any STI. Because when you under the influence, you on the street, obviously they didn't get done. When that Osh come, why the place correct, not correct, we won't go there. Fire there. So you don't even care about protection. So you are at risk of contracting HIV, AIDS, or any STI, including hepatitis B. You sweat the thing and the hepatitis B. Depression and other mental illness. And we talked about that earlier, mental illness. You are at risk of damaging your brain. In addition, substance users have decreased cognitive and emotional capacity, as I said. It will decrease your ability to even make good decisions. They can also be sound, they can rap all this time. It decreases your cognitive. Yeah. Even you get your men, you're facing a situation as a man, you're trying to make a decision, quick decision. But impaired cognitive because you're under influence, it may even endanger the life of your men. That's why substance abuse is not good. They endanger the life because when you want your ability to make decisions, to perceive and draw conclusion is being damaged, you can't make any good decision. Maybe the way you see the fire coming from your ability, you see the memo push up, hey, see it, it may endanger the life of the man. That's why substance abuse must be avoided in the workplace, in the workforce. We can avoid totally, but minimize it. That it should not have impact on you to damage your productivity and your cognitive ability. That's life. On families, the impact of workers' substance use also extends to family members. Increased marital conflict and domestic violence. You already officer you train. We slap your woman, you're more offended. So these things, when you start using substance now, because substance abuse can make people aggressive. Make you aggressive, make you agitate. Okay, then that be extend because the woman start talking, the woman say, the other one in the house, the other one in the house, they make you vex. The next thing, join you to domestic violence. Then in the womb, on substance used to can cause the married man to rape his wife because he get a urge. So you're saying enter the world, you want to jump on the woman. Why the woman say it? So they will lead you into a problem because only our Lord rape is a crime. If the woman is not satisfied, your wife can sue you for rape. Although you marry her, but it will be by consent because the Lord say must be through consent. When you force it, no problem. So these things, something abuse can lead to a breakup problem. You want for pregnant women, don't drink too much alcohol, you can cause remember when the baby. Even drugs. My woman, because everything you take in, the child in the stomach can feed on it. So when the woman is taking drugs, the child in the stomach will feed on the drugs. If you're taking alcohol, the child in the stomach will feed on the alcohol. It can cause sometimes downstream from the child. It can cause, I would call it, miscarriage. Economic instability, substance abuse, when anybody has this economic instability on the family, because you're spending more money on drugs than you're spending on the family. Because that June, what they call it, June, the withdrawal syndrome, as I said, it can create serious discomfort. So even when we arrest people who are used to, we don't keep them for long. Because they get, God, my stomach, why you see that shitting all around the place, when they shake it full of bucket. Yes, that's some of the discomfort. Because when the substance feeding from the system, because the system now is depending on that substance. So once it wear away, so it means that every time it finish, because some will stay 2-3 hours, some will stay 4 hours, you gotta renew. So that renewing process, that money you're spending, and the drugs now is getting expensive because as we chasing down the street, they hardly running, so the drugs getting expensive. So you know what they are doing now? Tramadol, we see some tramadol because tramadol now, as I say, you get morphine, and morphine is a controlled substance. It is made, it is a component in tramadol. So I can call the dizziness, the sleepiness, because they use it for operation or people suffering for acute pain. You use it on them. So you know what they transition into now, small, the pain relief. Okay. In the red pack. So what they will do, they will buy the whole pack, that pack, the 10 script. They take it at once. Yeah, 10 tablets on that script. They take it at once. Because they want to get it. Because it's June. So they want to get, deal with it. So they will buy 3, 4, 5 packs. So if you notice that pain relief getting scarce. If you notice it's getting scarce now. So you are the bottom point now, you can observe someone bringing, you don't have lesson. And the law, subsection 14.92 of the controlled drug law says that it is punishable by law. It's a crime for anybody who dispense controlled drug without lesson. It's a crime under the law. Who gave up control, who gave up prescription drug without lesson. Then subsection 14.91 it says it is a crime to consume controlled drugs. The drugs that are controlled is a crime. It's first degree, depending on the schedule. You either commit first degree misdemeanor or second degree misdemeanor. Then the law says in subsection 14.89, possession. Like in Liberia, the only unit that has the statutory right to keep drugs is the LDEA. They have the statutory right to keep drugs. But now you're possessing it, you're keeping it. Once you are possessing that drug, and just when you, the law says in subsection 14.89, you commit a crime, first degree felony, which is a non-bailable offense for possessing illegal drugs. You commit first degree felony, and it's not bailable. The minimum jail term for being in possession of illegal substance is 10 years. That's the minimum. That's what the law says. And the law also says in 14.97, if you use any of the equipment or property, that you have a vehicle that can carry the work, and you know that this friend is a dealer He said, "Maybe borrow your car, go home." You gave your car for that car to transport that particular controlled drugs. That car can be confiscated and forfeited. Even your house. The only exemption is if you don't know, but you know that the person is using your property to sell drugs, to carry on drug activities. But then you are lying because you enjoy the proceeds. You say, "You pay you $100 per month." You say, "I will double it, baby." You said, double it to 200, 250. Then you give it. That horse can be confiscated and forfeited. That's what the law says. So as we go to agree and when we tell you what the law says, you may be law enforcement officer, but you carry substance on you, or in a car you carry substance, and the LDEA search your car and find that substance with you. You got to answer a question. Maybe you seize it from somewhere, you're going to report it. Say, "Oh, this is my situation," report it. Then you just go report it to the particular detail that is within that particular vicinity. But you try to carry from one point to another point, you get arrested. You can even be whosoever wants substance on you. You possess it illegal or you distribute it, you will be arrested. Because that's what the law says.
Excuse me, sir.
And no question will come.
Yeah, I didn't know too much. Yeah, I want to get the clarity on exporting of the drugs, right? Okay, I had a vehicle. I didn't know that this guy is a transporter. They asked me for my car to use. "Oh, brother, let me use your car. I won't go slow, you'll come back." But the clear mind, I want to maybe do other businesses, but I go to him. But in return, he was caught with the drugs in my car. So, what is my standing in a story or in an investigation?
Yeah, you got to hire a lawyer to go make them there.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm John NKI. Okay. There's an issue that has been affecting all officers in some of our communities around. I've talked to a few of the DEA officers, but some of them were saying things that I didn't really understand. Being a law enforcement officer and knowing the fact that there is a drug cartel within your vicinity, and you have not reported it because of the fear that maybe people will go after you or this, and you are trying to harbor it, what could be the consequence of punishment on such officer?
Now, as you say, you try to harbor it.
Yeah.
So you be equally, when he's arrested, is determined that you are aiding and abetting, you'll be equally charged with that deal. That's why you see me sharing our file, giving our numbers. We know you alone as an officer is difficult because the drug issue is a dedicated thing. You can make an arrest, you gotta use your number 6 otherwise, you know, may have it. So at that moment you can call other officers or you report the issue to get a sack flag. But don't associate. Because if you associate, because aiding and abetting on the drug law is a crime also, you can be equally charged with the dealer. Yeah, because you're protecting him. You see it? So it's not good that you do that. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Liberia, LDEA, and I want to know, I'm traveling on the car, and I got in this car on route to me that there is substance in the car, and because I'm an officer, I'm riding on the car, and yes, I have to be arrested, and I'm not going to know. So what become a penalty as an officer?
Yeah, you don't know you will go. You remember the Judge Calando, the legal issue. An officer was there. But when you investigate, when you investigation, you did nothing about it. So why did they holding him? So he went, he was released. Yeah, he was released. So if you don't know, but if you enter that car with the intent to protect, because you know, officer usually give your that's part before. Yeah, they allow you to go. But when you get the intel that the officer is escorting, you don't go.
Yeah, Chief.
Yeah.
Okay, what if I have my car and I come into Monrovia and decide to maybe get 1 or 2 persons just to be talking in the car while coming? On our way coming down, the DA decided to search the car. and they search the phone in a man bag, in a person bag belonging to phone drugs inside. What actually will happen to my car or me?
Yeah, what happens if they find it in the main bag? The person who owns the bag, like the person they will hold. The only time we hold the driver, because see the cars, they get pockets. In the car, yes. I've been seeing on our Facebook page. That means you, the driver, you know. Yes.
It could also be this way. It is also possible that this particular person who's holding the bag, having the drugs in it, you, the owner of the car, you are aware. So sometimes when we arrest these things, we do further investigation before we can release him. You will not just tell us and say, oh, I just get a woman level, I know nothing about it, I know they will let you go. No. There are investigations that can be done along the way before you can be released.
That's it.
Okay, let's last one to get
Yeah. I want to ask this question concerning the issue of marijuana. I'm always hearing people saying that marijuana, they don't have appetite to eat, then you can take it. What I have been tested,
Okay, that's one of the effects. There are people marijuana can get an appetite. There are people marijuana can get appetite, but it can get appetite. So if you see that someone who eat half cup, they start taking marijuana, they start eating 2 cups. They can get appetite. But there is a chemical in that marijuana leaf. There's a chemical that we call it THC. The tetrahydrocannabinol. That one responsible for getting Okay. So that one responsible for the psychoactive nature of the drug. So I can call it hardness. Okay. But it can give you appetite, it can make you overeat. But mind you, if you want to do that, these are some of the things people say to fool people to take it. But mind you, because of that THC, it will lead you into addiction. And when it leads to addiction, it damages the brain. Because it's a psychoactive substance. Because mind blowing effect. Yeah.
There's something I want to know. Like you talk about all the drugs, and I want to know which one the category. Let me say, there's something for him, Atai for is a stimulant. Because it can deny you sleep. It can stimulate the brain to sleep. It gives sleeplessness. So it's a stimulant. Atai, the caffeine, the taurine, like that is in energy drink. They get effect. The reason why it is drawn in the definition of a drug, we say any substance besides food and water that can alter the body function physically or mentally, like drug. And that it can alter the body function physically and mentally, so like drug. But it's a legal substance as well. Yeah. So
in that direction, how do you consider Nescafe?
Nescafe is also, it can also alter the body function. Yeah. So that drug. But the only thing is legal. That is why people, it is controlled. They tell you how to use it because of the effect. So everything that has side effect, it may be legal, but you are told how to use it. Even those that drink, they say drink responsibly. Why? Because it got serious effect. Even the tobacco, they say it's very dangerous to your health. Yes. Because it gets side effect. Yeah, there is certain thing in tobacco called nicotine. That is the chemical that can cause addiction in tobacco. So these are additional consequences. Anger, stress, anxiety, hopelessness, neglect, personal health. Like I said with the guy that was taking the substance, he started to neglect his personal health. Going to job, that kind of way, put off, being offensive in the office, looking at me saying it. You can lead to shame, stigma, and isolation. Substance abuse on the worker, but the worker can lead to stigma, shame, and isolation. It can also lead to psychological consequences on children. Because It can affect your child seeing you that kind of money all the time. It may affect your child psychologically because your child be thinking about that, your child may feel worried about that, your child may even have a serious impact on your child. So that is why we have to. They may need to give a feeling of responsibility for parental behavior, lack of trust for other adults. The substance, the use of substance will not trust you, or even your boss will not trust you. Because that craving desire, the craving desire is that all you can that this thing, you want to do it. Like we're talking about the hereditary. Some people, they biologically, they are born with that hereditary substance abuse. So that craving desire can always come. There's a guy I was listening to, the guy said, he feel like a woman than a man. Structurally, he sees a man, but the man say he hush in the body, he feel that he's a woman. So that craving desire can always come. That he will do certain things based on how you feel. So at that moment, there were the preventive measures now. We beg you to get used to preventive methods, so that you will not get into that particular behavior. Because if you don't practice the preventive method, anything that urge comes, if you don't suppress it with certain activity or another kind of behavior, it will get hold of you. Then will lead you into that particular thing if you don't take that behavior. People may not trust you, as I said, trust. Because of that thing, you all want to go back. Someone give you money to give. You go spend it because you want to satisfy that desire. Then also you go see yourself, someone give valuables. You start selling your own valuable. You see it? That's what you can do. Increased rates of substance use disorder, adjustment problem, depression, anxiety, substance use disorder. When you still on the substance, the matter you go through rehabilitation, you can develop some form of disorder. They will have the schizophrenia disorder. That when I move out in certain time on the month, the present behavior, the mood can change. So they say, when you move up, the present behavior change. Once they pass through that, and they still in a particular behavior, and it damages the brain. No matter you go through that rehabilitation, it will always be that time of time you see the person getting vexed, doing things, abnormally. That's the schizophrenia disorder. Okay. Children taking on adult roles in the family. Because if you only influence of substance now, you can't support your own. So your little daughter that's supposed to grow correctly, learn, go to school, and now at an early stage, she has to support her own. She's not going to look for people with money. She herself may get involved in the addiction because this money for us, they get snubbed. So they say before you let them go, you have to snub. At the end of the day, when they lost from you, snubbing get used to you, and you can't find it again, you will do other things to get it. So you can also cause similar problems. You can pay the children to be recognized in their home. So to conclude, next slide. What is an effective substance use prevention policy? So we are advocating that every agency must have the workplace-based drug prevention policy. Where that policy to guard every worker on the use of substance, drugs. You come to work, this should not happen. And one of the best things is that the drug test. If everybody is subjected to drug tests randomly without telling you, the way they send for you from, say what you got from anybody place that you can't say drug test. You might tell you, oh yeah, where drug test.
Yeah, it is so.
Yeah, so we said that the policy will describe the employer's definition of something used and how it impacts workers in the workplace. In the policy, tell you. Because some people will say, but they're not illegal, but it got serious impact on your work performance. So the employer will define and tell you, or the agency will tell you, what are those things they consider to be something that should not be used at the workplace or before coming to work. And also, and how it impacts, we said that already, it should include the employer expectation and rules regarding the use of tobacco, alcohol, they say that. Because of what they say, I want to about let me go rest, you go behind the corner, you go. buy your cigarette and smoke it. Forget to know that in that cigarette there's a substance called nicotine that got effect on the brain, on the mind. So it should be defined by the employer and its impact and what will happen if at all you go against any of these rules. That is why the law says that in the same subsection 14.9 where it says it is illegal to use controlled drug except authorized. There are people with some conditions. So it does not give prescription, it gives authorization to take this controlled drug, that can exempt you. Meaning you have authorization to use it. But where you don't have authorization, it becomes a violation. You say it makes clear its actions and sanctions should the policy be violated. So when the clear policies are stated and you violate it, what will happen? The policy should make it clear. Because we have to prevent the issue of substance abuse. And we are also pushing for drug tests to be done even in the schools. Even when the president appoints you, before you get a green letter, you do your test. You win election before they even show you offer, you need to do tests. You go for passport, you need to do your test. To go for wire, you need your test. To enter you or any university, you need to do your drug test. We are pushing these things because we have to create a drug-free society. So that's one of the strategies. We are pushing that. We have to prevent something else. If you want to advance your education level, know that you should not take the drug. Because if you fail drug tests, we think to pay for forceful rehabilitation. So we end this slide and thank you very much.
We will want to take 4 questions from males and 4 questions from the females, so we can just run into that quickly, and we take a leave of you, so that we can go to the radio station. You also take your lunch, from the lunch you can take the rest of the day off. Are we from on that?
Yes.
Yes. So before the question and answer, if you look on the information I will give you there, we talk about the takeaway, right? So what are you taking away from all of the lessons, from what I taught you this morning, what my deputy just from presenting to you? I want you to give back to me what you are taking away. Then go into the question.
So that just we've been here since morning. Let me again say thank you for coming and thank you for the time spent. So stand for a minute and shake up. Shake up your body.
Somebody will whisper you to be said tomorrow how they won't go.
Okay. Take your seat. So like we said, we've been here since morning. And then at 2 years morning when we were starting, sit down. I said, once you have come here, no matter what you know, you get something from here. And we'll get something from you. And that's what we said. So we come and share the knowledge now. The way you talk from us, the one you talk from you as well, you come and share together. So give us what you talk from us.
Yes, please.
Say what you.
So what you learned from the whole.
Yes, you're not taking question.
Yeah,
I want you to tell me something.
I see a chest on quick overview now.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, this morning we came, we learned about the first question of why is a workplace.
Okay.
You will answer by participant and you as a facilitator. A workplace is where people grow and form participate. We should learn that. Okay. The essential of skills where employees carry out tasks for an employer. That's the same workplace. Okay, the factors. Okay, the changes just due to our body. Okay. the changes, talking about the physical, the psychological changes, to our body, affect the brain, the kidneys, the liver.
Thank you. That's fine.
Okay. So don't say something another person has said if it was correct. Yes.
My name is Jack Etua. And then something special today. When you ask a question about discipline, which of course we couldn't answer in terms of two types of discipline, and discipline about punishment and training. Actually, it was good for me, and I accepted that. Thank you.
Even if that won't teach yes.
Dr. Stephen Kesari, I learned a very interesting thing today in the lecture class. That is the some effect of the drug abuse. It has something to do with damaging of our health, mental health, reduction in the lifespan, addiction, loss of productivity in the workplaces, and loss of job, family disintegration, rape, and hardship. These are some of the things, including including prostitution.
Okay,
thank
you.
you.
Back there.
Okay, I'm EFS Thomas. So I came late for a while later to the drugs. Talks about the social and behavioral effects. When you say relationship, just a place often leads to conflict in students' relationship with family, friends, and police. We talk about financial problems. Maintaining trust abuse can be possibly leading to financial strain and job loss.
Thank you. Anything wrong here before you? Yes, Bill.
Yeah, Maurice Sony.
After you will take 2 questions.
Yeah, today I learned the type of drugs, which is the legal drugs, not of the illegal.
Okay, so what are some legal drugs?
Legal drugs, alcohol, tobacco.
Okay. Illegal ones.
Illegal cocaine.
Thank you very much. Philip.
Commercial freemen, I learned about the factors contributing to drugs use. One, the environment, social, cultural, economic, and historical culture.
Right.
Also lead to drugs.
Thank you. The male back there.
I think our police have said all. My colleagues have said all, but I just want to make a comment, and I want to applaud our own CG on our Izajo before. I'm the commander for Gata checkpoint for LIS. We have a situation yesterday. One fellow came because since we get a mandate that drugs have become an issue, so all of us were helping the DA. And I happen to be the commander there. I can say that this time. Every car come, it goes inside. And I'm normally warning all of the officers that can drive, the AFL, DEA, and Harrico. I say, for the father, I come and I say, for the father, you see your car for commercial purpose, we'll be sending inside now. So yesterday, one fellow came, we saying inside, he don't want to listen to us. The car he driving and other things. So immediately, when the officer talked, he tried to be somehow aggressive to all of them. So they called me when I came. He took the phone, he called. The first person he called was the CG. So they said, Alpha, who the senior officer over there? So when I came around, he gave me the phone. So I saw him with the phone talking with the CG, you know, I was kind of trembling. He said, what happened? What I explained to me? So I explained exactly what happened. I said, but honorable CG, I'll handle it. He said, no, don't feel intimidated. You do your normal job. Actually, from there straight, the moment I gave him the phone, he succumbed, and I told him exactly, he crossed the car and he didn't do that job. So I'm just saying from here, the measure we're going to take over. We're going to help you people in the fight of jobs, and by God, great Liberia, we're going to be a just-free country one day.
Who won that? Those of you that were talking about cigarette and the rest of it, I'm showing you the cigarette, the harm it can pose to you as a person. So we will now want to take 4 questions, 2 from males and 2 from females, be straight to the point.
Okay.
Everybody, I want to ask questions. Put your hand up and choose. That female that spoken at the back there. So stand up. Stand up. Stand up. You spoke to me. You have also spoken. No, you thought stand up. Stand up. You are female, you thought you stand up. The male there. Have female talk to stand up? Yes, please. Okay. So let's go. Start from the back.
When it comes to the prevention policy, when you in the home, when you refer to the home, I want to know what in the community, if you got people that are in and out of the community, how can I prevent it or get into the policy?
Okay, for example, that does not require policy. Policy is only a plan to a certain structure. Meaning that the way we got this institution, you can have a policy here. But with the community, that's why in prevention we got community-based prevention, faith-based prevention, workplace-based prevention, and the community-based prevention. So you as an officer, you can do community-based prevention by going there to a plan and go up with this mentor. You take care, you sit by the person, I keep on saying, you know, how you doing? How everything on the body want to want. You see, I notice the other day they want to, when you bring up topic, and when the person gives into you, then you can start to give your own input on the harmfulness of these substances that are associated with it, and what the law says about this particular substance. That's all you can do.
So what that community engagement, right?
Yes, the community engagement. Now, if you give that awareness, and it still continues, you still keep seeing it, you cannot live with DEA officers so they can come and do the rest. Yes.
All right, I'm John Gary Jr. I have a question and recommendation as well.
Okay.
All right, for any prevention of this drug spreading in the community, for some of us, we've encountered some of the same DEA officers are people that are also helping in terms of aiding the people that are doing the drug.
So that's why we give you our contact numbers. We are winning those kind of officers from among us. So we need your help. That's why we're coming, we left the flyer behind. We force you to go and break it because it's important to you. We give you one to stick it on your door, one to move it in your car, and one for your office desk. So we give you 3 sheets at one. So you will always have that sheet anyway you have to give us information.
My recommendation.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've listened to this exclusive investigation or discussion here that helped us a lot. We are really so grateful to you. But I want to recommend that since some of us did not have the opportunity to have these slides, even maybe it could be sent through mail or WhatsApp so that we can get the materials at least to be refreshing ourselves.
Okay, Chief, okay, the next person.
Something I want to know. I always hear people was saying that 10% had jobs, so I really want to know the type of jobs are in 10%.
10% people.
Ethanol is a narcotic substance. So that's why when we say you go do your drugs test, they always ask you, have you drank maybe this kind of alcohol in the next 2 or 3 days, or did you drink it before coming for the test? So they can know if they read ethanol, they will know that ethanol is just something that will form in alcohol and you drink alcohol. Then they look for something else. You have a recommendation?
Yeah, no question.
Question.
But is that going to banger? And I sit in a vehicle, and the vehicle had just is up, I don't know. The driver decided to help you to take me to banger. And then we reach to the checkpoint, they put that, they put that to search the car.
We say we investigate. If we investigate, you don't know anything about it. You don't know anything. You want to spend any statement.
And they decided to search the car. And I made argument. I said, when I search the car, become officer on the car. When I search the car, decided to make argument. But the car should go inside there to be argument. I said, officer on the car, you want to search the car. And wherever they force it and search the car, they find drugs in the car. So what's my punishment?
You will be guilty. You will be punished. You are doing it ignorantly, but then later on it led to something else that you could not explain anymore. So you also will be investigated. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is question and concern. Our suspect at the arrest and saw the judge, put it on the internet, and send the person to prison. And that particular person, that's okay, up you go. You can build the person. And after 1 or 2 weeks, the person, you see the person passing around the community. So you see when I asking the question, there was a huge quantity of drugs arrested. It came out Abu Orosa, people that was all in the car already. And they're going to choose that the person is out and the vehicle is out. So if the court informed the DA or just release the person on bail.
So my quick question before you answer him. You say he sent the person to jail. He sent people to jail.
No, send the person to court. And the person went to prison. And honestly, so you see the person outside in the community. And the person face all the internet.
Okay. So the DEA, our statutory mandate has a limitation. So we arrest, we investigate, and we send to court. It's left to the court to use their discretion. They can choose to release, they can choose to send it to court for 6 months, 7 months. It's for us to attach the charges to it, put our laws that establish the DEA. Due to section 1.8, this person is guilty. We carry you to court, we stop right there. You asked already, so we can take you. We want to take the very last one from somebody who have not.
Yeah, she got a doubt, please.
Yes.
Okay.
You have a doubt.
Yeah.
We should just want to play. So be brief.
Okay. Yeah. You talk about where you will sentence the person or send the person to court. Well, the court gave you redress of the person being put also.
We do follow up on the cases. We do go there to find out. When there are some things that sometimes we do follow up on, they don't give us substantial evidence on our case because the citizens are watching. Sometimes we want to go back to do re-arrest and prosecute that person to another jurisdiction. Because if the person was arrested up Mama Plain here first, and they got arrested from here, their jurisdiction is Monrovia City Court. So we wait for that person to go to Granta, we arrest them there and do another jurisdiction in that area. They work that way.
Yeah, man,
yes. No, you.
Okay. So my name is Emmanuel Davis. Let me just take this time to appreciate you for the blessing. And my recommendation to you people is, at least if you give all the kind of knowledge, try to utilize us. Let us be able to give it to other people out. That's one of the things that breaking the law enforcement arm today. Because you only train the people, and after the training, when they go, it's just over. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, if I do not training like a day-to-day application, the knowledge is needed for you as a person. So when you lecture, you somebody you lecture, then you not teach us to say it's going to.
Yeah, madam. These children will come for. Now we say, well, you are going as an ambassador. You don't have to go and pour food or go and pour a food like this and say, oh, you can't go teach you. At your workplace, don't need a workplace. Yes. You don't know the visa, one was on the tree, you can't there, our workplace. All right? After sitting, oh, you know, one lecture see me the last time, and they say, oh, drugs can be this way, drugs can be that way. You put it who are not here. You start a lecture there about it. And half time of meeting. I see from a teaching there. You don't have a kind of form for you to teaching.
Well understood.
How it works.
Yes. Be brief.
I have Winston Isaac, the commander Yekepa. Okay, thank you very much. You know, they are being things that work together to see how best to curtail the drugs in the country. For Yekepa, a special team is there. The special team. What? You got a special team on the terminal. You know, by the time when Darren Adono came and he gave an order, like he said that we should join the team, and pull up our officer from our end should join the team to carry on the special team. And but since that, Royal Commissioner are being trying to enforce it. They are not been working to join the special team there. Have you reported that to us? Chief, we have been putting it in the report through the change of command.
Okay, that is with your authority. You don't have jurisdiction over that.
All of you, that personal you can relate to
So let me clear your doubt, my brother.
job? Or they talking about recruiting job, recruiting job? Are they talking about huge quantity or any amount of job recruiting?
Any amount of jobs should be reported. Once it is expected to be done, it has to be reported. So thank you very much. At this junction, we want to take comments from the authorities and we'll close up for the day so we can take the lead of this.
Snake! All right. Firstly, the officer from Ghana. Where are you? We spoke yesterday, right? So I received this call from somebody. He said to me, "Your officers are behaving unprofessional. I said, teach them professionalism." No problem. Back here from here, then we investigate. Then he gave the phone to the officer. Then he told me, I realized I involved him. I said, don't be terrified. Do your work. Just tell me what is happening. I want to hear from you. Like your report, I want. So he explained. There's no issue. Let him message your car. You know, you're not going. He said, okay, Chief. I said, all right. What if you are carrying something illegal? Only because of your connection with me? Not for you and myself. Different person here. If you treat me with respect, courtesy, we will treat you like that. Don't go and demoralize my officer. Do your work, yeah? All of you do your work.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And it's not professional.
Yes, sir.
When you wear, I give you back on your back. Yes, sir. You cross the red line, I will punish you.
Yes, sir.
So, let me use this opportunity to say a big thanks to the DEA authority that is present here. And my long-time friend and brother, who are in the church of my house, in the youth department, in the AG church. So, I thank God to see you. We are making other workshops. God is blessing all of us in different areas. We want to say thank you for this great presentation. We are highly thrilled, and I will ensure that any other future training will ask you to develop a comprehensive curriculum with team of our training staff so that we can also give some of these topics or lecture to our people while at the academy. Will be a good thing for us. We have heard all what was said here today. I know most of what we say are not true, but all of us have taken some kind of substance. And you know, in 2007, I was living somewhere. This boy is always active. I'm a quiet person. So I said, Achi, man, every day you active. What guy you active? He said, Chief, I will show it to you. The boy came with a cannon to me from Westport. Sorry for calling the community. But he brought, I was living in Iceman Street, Rock Hill. He brought the cannon to me. He said, Chief, what will you happen? God knows, God knows why I was living. So I ate the cannon on the Sunday. I was going for a meeting. Man, I met was an assistant minister at the Mass and Energy Ministry. But we're talking, I can't recognize it. Very practical. I couldn't recognize what I was talking to, but trying to manage myself. You know, so that he seemed like a person that is composed. We just talking. We got through talking. I'm managing to wake up so he can really, you know, observe something's happening. I balanced myself. I got on the car. They brought me to Broad Street. And somebody saw me. They said, you were happy? I said, I'm not with it. Yeah, have my head on the issue. You're not going to go to my place in my room. She made sure I locked the door. The bear is turning. She's drinking. Until 3 o'clock in the morning. Before I came to myself. Then in the morning he gave to me. But I look for how I said. How I said. Huh? So from now I don't want to be active like here. So even what we eat, we need to observe. See if recent people go to party, they will prepare different kind of food.
You see, this side, don't go on this side. This side you can count it out. They want for sword there. That's how people because this. At the end of the day, they get hooked on it. Then you pass it on to your children. Talk about domestic violence. Every day they may punch you in the girlfriend. Beating the woman. If you are normal in woman, you don't want to flog you, you say you will feed it. You wouldn't want to do that to another person. You will find a way to dialogue and all. So we just want to encourage you, whatever knowledge acquired here today, let us apply it to our very lives, our children, our family, our community. All of us work together and make Liberia a drug-free society. At our level, we cooperate with one another very well. If I need Yago, he's available. Here now we're just in the state with 100 to Colorado. You know, we work together, we communicate daily, all of us. So at your level, build relationship, grow. Tomorrow you can have that level of network, whether the LIS, DEA, LMP will keep you so glued to one another. And you down here, you see DEA, you don't want to respect them. DAC, they don't want to respect you, they do not want to work for you. So we want to say thank you for this great opportunity. And I'm glad that at least I took in something. I'm quite friendly. All the drugs they display, I haven't seen, yes, except for the trauma dog, and all those ones that I said with some of us see on photo. So we want to implore you wherever you are, wherever your colleagues. It may not be directly your scope of function, but if you need help, back them up. One team, one Liberia. And so I want to say thank you, Mr.
Thank you, sir. Having said that, Commissioner has spoken. All is said and done. Thank you very much. We're now the Commissioner part. Peter? Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, colleagues, let me appreciate you all for coming and thank you for the time. All welcome. So you will sit and wait on us as our colleagues take their leave. All right? Yes.
Nowadays.
Thank you all so much.
So folks, this was folks of our instructors of AIS and also to the AIS officers and visitors here for the teachings. So they said that they are wearing a lot and willing to perform whatever they have learned here. I'm here bringing you this live from the AIS headquarters here. The name remains Prince studying the forecast along with my boss, Lord Rogers, in support of our DCP Pictorial Team Biako, and not forgetting our own headworks there. Our Secretary Domain. So far we bring this edition to an end. We ask you all that makes your comments and that of the people that like this page and follow. We all want to extend our thanks and appreciation to you. But we ask you also our next live, you should please able to add the followers of the page. Thank you, and I catch you in our next live.